My friends, welcome to this very special episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. This is the spring 2022 road trip adventure. Susie and I, we headed down to the beach, the coast of North Carolina, for an amazing overlanding and backpacking adventure. Now, the reason that we're doing this is because
we have just returned from our summer 2022 road trip. And this was the longest and biggest trip that we have done yet.
It was incredible. So get ready for some amazing sights, beautiful locations, some crazy weather, lots of wildlife. South Dakota, Colorado. Oh man. Things do not go according to plan. Well, you'll see what we're talking about in the adventure that begins next week. It's funny, we hit the road with no plans, and then when we came up with plans, the weather did not cooperate. Anyways, getting ahead of myself, ourselves. This is the adventure for the coast. We hope you all enjoy it. Every time that we go out on a big adventure, we put these episodes together, we make a movie, and that's what we're doing here. So enjoy this movie. It's a great trip, a lot of fun, right next to the Cherry Point Air Force Base. It's so cool.
It was a great trip, and we will see you guys next week with part 1 of the trip that we just got back from. So enjoy this movie.
By the way, everyone, at the very end of this episode, you will get a sneak peek of what's coming up. So enjoy, take care, get yourself a cup of coffee, you'll need it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. It is update time, my friends. We stopped at a rest area, got a snack, and I've been doing some research, and I think we have our first destination marked. That is going to be the Croatan National Forest. This national forest is roughly 160,000 acres, and you could disperse camp anywhere you want to. It looks pretty sweet. There's not much information out there about it, but it looks promising.
Just to refresh your memory, or if you're new to the channel and you don't know, we had our kids when we were young. So our daughter's 21 and she's in the Navy, and our son is 19 and he has just left for college. So Luke and I are done. We are in our early 40s, and you know, life is sweet to be done. I know we have friends who still have kids and they're like sort of jealous, but the purpose of this trip is to explore, to enjoy this new chapter of our lives, and let's see what we can get into.
Our van, this is called Packy. That's the name of it. That's what we've named it. This is kind of funny, but I guess like in the UK, in Europe, Packy is like a derogatory slang word for like a Pakistani or something or other.
I call it Packy because I'm obsessed with alpacas, and I have a cute little keychain that says alpaca my bags. So the van became Packy. And I have like an alpaca pillow and things like that. But regardless, you know, I'm decking this van out, and I think the more I add to it, Luke is like, wow, this is so your van.
Folks, there are stuffed animals, stuffed critters all over the place. Like there's a alpaca back there, there's a little puppy, there's a cat, there's like a cat light. There's pillows everywhere. It's missing the dust that I need, you know, that I'm accustomed to.
There's no dust inside here. It is cozy, it's cheerful, it's a great space to be in.
Yeah. Anyways, folks, we are headed to the Croatan National Forest, and we'll be there in 3 hours and 13 minutes. We just pulled into a Chick-fil-A parking lot. It's closed. I have no idea where we're at. Do you?
No, I have no idea, but I believe we are less than 2 hours away from being at the coast, which isn't bad. It's been really nice to start this road trip and not have a super long day of driving. So that's the great thing about exploring our state, is that we don't have 10-hour drive days.
It is now lunchtime. We have a salad and we have a wrap. Oh yeah.
Yum.
Looks good. So far, our travels have been very smooth. The thing is, we're not far away from the coast, like less than 2 hours.
We are really lucky to live in the mountains, but be, 5 or 6 hours away from the coast. And luckily where we live, we are also away from larger cities. So really getting down to the beach is pretty easy to do.
About 4.5, 5 hours, you're there. Now, our plan for this trip is so loose. We're going to the Croatan National Forest today. We may do some backpacking tomorrow. If it's possible, that's what we will do. And then after that, I have no idea. Temperatures for this trip are really pleasant. Highs around 65, 67, lows in the 50s. That's what I call perfect. We woke up this morning, it was like 35 degrees. The winds were blowing about 40 miles an hour. Already, this is super nice.
Very nice, very pleasant.
chocolate, peanut butter, and mint.
There's always a mute button on these things. $4.19 per gallon. I guess it's down some. It was like $4.55. Nothing needs to be said, you know what I mean?
The van wasn't even empty and it took $70 just to top it off. A question that we have been getting lately is if the gas prices will affect our travels. And I think that's with everyone these days. Everything is so expensive and the gas has really went up high. Hopefully we will start to see the prices come down some, but it absolutely plays a role in how much traveling we can do and the places that we choose to go to.
The worst is yet to come. Summer days slowly turn into darkness. I notice plastic goals are reaching out through the night for me. Summer
Oh my goodness, Susie. That is beautiful.
It is gorgeous. It's crazy. It is so windy here. So right now I'm hiding out in the van.
So we have made it to our destination, I suppose. Here's another vehicle with the same idea. That's funny. So we have a decision to make. What are we going to do? I don't know. This is an amazing spot, but do we camp here? It's so windy. I don't know. What do you think?
It's very windy. For now, I think we should think about it, but all I know is I need coffee. So for now, coffee time. Cheers, everyone. It is coffee time. And a big thank you goes to Lindsay, who sent me this great coffee maker and this cup. So as far as the trip, I want to be real. I want to be honest with you guys. So we drove down to the end of that road right by the ocean. Very shortly after we parked, we had a ranger come and ask us to leave since there's storm damage down there. The area is closed. And it's not clear that it's closed. There aren't signs that say you can't camp and things like that. But he did ask us to leave and told us we could come to a trailhead parking lot. We were gonna stay here, but again, he came back and said, oh, it looks like that you can't stay in this parking lot. So we are going to have to drink our coffee and go find another spot. And unfortunately, that is just how it goes. No matter what you read on the internet or online, you still have to follow the rules if when you get there, it doesn't appear to be true. So a ranger has asked us to move and we will have to do so.
The guy has been super nice, but he doesn't seem to really know this area. He doesn't seem to know what's open and what's not. Ultimately, that doesn't matter. We will find another spot. And if we have to stealth camp, we will. But for now, we're having coffee. The sun's going down. That first campsite was amazing, but it was so windy. I don't know. It would have been fun, but the van was rocking already. So
yeah, it seemed like, is this real? Is this too good to be true? And it was.
yeah.
But we weren't the only ones who had driven down there. Someone else had actually parked and ran off to hike, and the ranger actually went and tracked them down.
Well, it's funny, like after we left, he was tracking down that person, right? Then I see him going back down again because other people are going down there. They need to do a better job of like saying, hey, this is closed to the public, because nobody knows. Everyone's just going down there. So, hey, whatever. That's how it goes. It's part of the adventure, folks.
Yeah, we said we were going to wing it. This is us winging it.
Oh yeah, let's do this. Our plan for the moment is to cruise around on Forest Road 133 in the Croatan National Forest. Let's see what we can find, everyone. That's what adventure is all about. I love it. I wonder what's out here.
I don't know.
These roads are not marked.
This is kind of fun, though.
Yes, it is. Where are we going? Who knows?
We don't know.
We have found this long stretch of road that looks like it dead ends on the map, so we're going to check that out and maybe find a place to camp. We'll see. This is a huge national forest, and there are tons of roads, tons of places to camp. We've already passed some, but we're looking for better. So we will see what we can find.
Tons of roads, and God, that's just a dumping thing.
Right up here is the end, everyone. Let's see what's down here.
Maybe it's just junk.
We got down to the end of this road, and unfortunately, it's a dumping ground. But I'm glad I got out and looked. Here's a screw, nail, 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 nail. I mean, there's a million nails all over the place.
Hopefully the ranger will leave us alone for the night.
Yes, can we camp here, Ranger? Right next to this pile of garbage?
We have found a stopping point for tonight, and since it is so late, we're gonna take this spot. It's a real unfortunate aspect of national forests is that you will find a lot of trash, and you will find spots where people, they trash it, they do shooting, and they leave a lot of debris. And it's like this where we live as well too, but I still think we found a nice quiet spot, and with it being so late, I wouldn't expect anyone to come down this road. We drove quite a ways, so hopefully we won't be bothered tonight and we can sleep good.
As Susie just mentioned, that is an aspect to these national forests, and it's a real shame. Anyways, the sun is almost down. It's time to cook dinner. Yeah, let's have a good night.
For tonight, we are cooking inside of the van, and the great thing about our kitchen area is that I have a tabletop I can use. Most of the time our food bin is actually strapped to the top of it, but it's really handy to be able to move that and cook. I can have the back doors open.
As far as this campsite goes, it's not the best, there's no doubt about that, but it should be private, it should be quiet. I'd rather stay here for free next to some garbage than pay money, so. Does that make me super cheap? Maybe it does.
The closest pay campground was at least an hour away. We decided it was better to stay here, and that way we can cook dinner, and we're close to where we want to be because we know that we want to explore that area where we parked out earlier.
That looks amazing, Susie.
Mm-hmm. Smells good.
Yes, it does. Korean barbecue and some sort of rice.
I think this is good for us. I wanted something different.
Yeah.
Usually with our trips, we have them planned out so meticulously to a point.
Right.
Drive so many hours, go here. Get up, drive so many hours, go here. And, you know, there's something sort of fun about like, well, we can kind of do what we want to, or let's just look for a place to stay. We don't know where to go.
Right.
And, you know.
Go back and watch our previous like road trip adventures. For the most part, as Susie said, they're like, you know, super planned out. The places that we stop are like super, super nice. This is just like playing it by ear, and we're sleeping next to like a couple bags of concrete, some tires, and all sorts of stuff. The thing is, like, I'm perfectly okay with that. It's fun. I mean, it's just part of the experience. When you're going to go into a national forest, it's kind of how it is, unfortunately.
All the research that we've done has had to be done on our phones today. So while we're stopping, we're researching, we're looking things up. And the general consensus is that this is a very safe area, very safe national forest. I could not find anything bad about it. So I feel good about it. It has a good vibe. We don't get any weird vibes about it, even if there is trash piles and shooting piles.
I might add to it, man. Just kidding. Just kidding.
As far as camping goes here, I did find a lot of negative reviews, and that's simply because it was the wrong time of year. As you can imagine, it's going to get really hot in this area, be very buggy, and then you have all of those critters to deal with. You know, just like any place, you have to pick kind of the right time to go there if you're worried about things like that.
If you decide to come down here, you do have to contend with alligators, copperheads, cottonmouths. I'm sure there's rattlesnakes down here too. We're right at that threshold. We're below 70 degrees. The snakes are out, there's no doubt about it, but they're going to be sluggish. The number's low. Once you have temperatures above 70 degrees, it's going to be snake city here. The optimal temperature range for a snake is 70 to 90 degrees. We're, again, like right at that threshold. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Gosh, Susie and I, we slept in. We got up around 8:30, something like that. It's now 9 o'clock. Susie's getting ready. The sun's coming up. This morning, it was fairly cool down here. It was about 45 in the van. We turned the heat on, warmed it up. As for last night, it was perfect. Super comfortable. Super quiet, surprisingly. No one came down here. No one bothered us. There's a trail back at that parking lot that we were at that we want to hike, and that is where we're headed. We may actually do that twice. The first time as a hike with this video, and then we may do a backpacking trip on that trail. But we're not really sure what we're looking at, and we really can't find good information about that trail. Susie, good morning.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep?
I slept great. I'm doing good. About to make coffee. I'm ready for the day, and it's already heating up nicely inside of the van. Last night was super quiet here. I didn't hear anything, so I would have to say it was a successful find, and I'm glad that we stayed here because now we're close and we can head back to the trail to explore today. And overall, I was happy with it.
Here we are, folks. We're on the trail this morning. It's finally beginning to warm up. We had coffee, had breakfast, got ready for the day. As soon as we got done with coffee, we stepped out of the van. 2 fighter jets go flying by. So dang cool. There's a military base not far from here. We've been hearing fighter jets, helicopters, explosions. I got chills right now.
All your favorite things.
It's great for me. Hopefully it's good for her.
There is a lot of damage in this area from a hurricane that happened in 2018, Hurricane Florence. From what we've read on the information boards and from the research we've been able to do this morning, there are some detours so we can still hit the Mountain to Sea Trail, also called the Nusiak Trail in this area. We may have heard a snake warning us.
There is a snake in there.
Yeah.
And there's a fighter jet in the sky.
Snakes and jets.
I have to admit, I've had so much fun so far on this adventure by just simply playing it by ear, by being spontaneous. It's been so much fun. This is the future of the Outdoor Gear Review. Spontaneous. We're gonna pack our bags, hit the road, go who knows where. I can't wait. Cannot wait. That's one of the benefits of having an empty house. Some people go through like the empty nest syndrome. Not Susie and I. Not at all.
It's always a really big accomplishment when you do raise your kids. That's what everyone is supposed to do. You're supposed to raise independent, contributing adults. It feels good.
Feels great, don't it?
Yeah, I'm not sad about it.
Supposedly you can camp on this, and that's a big question mark because Susie and I, we thought about filming like an overnight trip, but we really don't know what's possible, what isn't. That's why we're hiking this morning. When it comes to our experiences so far with the Croatan National Forest, while we have only seen a very small part, the one gripe that I have is the large amount of garbage. It's staggering, really. We've been on maybe 4 or 5 roads so far. Just trash everywhere.
People cleaning up their yard and just bringing the debris here.
And dumping it out in the middle of the road.
It's disappointing to see so much of it and to see the rangers and park staff everywhere you know, they are doing their job and making sure that people are staying safe and being in the correct areas. But I would like to see that they are actively working on cleaning up this place and maybe doing things so that people aren't coming out here and dumping massive amounts of trash.
With the Croatan National Forest, there are active swamps all over the place. So that is something that you need to consider if you plan to come out here, especially in the warmer months. With all of that water, the mosquitoes, man, they are going to be terrible. At the same time, you need to watch out for venomous snakes and alligators. I grew up with alligators. What about you, Susie?
I did not grow up with alligators.
I spent many years down in Florida running around in the Everglades and whatnot. I don't want to make it sound like I'm Crocodile Dundee. That's not the case. Yeah, we grew up, we had alligators all around the house. It's kind of funny, the locals down here, they're wearing like down jackets and stuff. And here we are in shorts and t-shirts. Oh, that feels good.
Hot, hot, hot.
Yes. Okay, Susie, I think we decided to go this way, right?
Right.
There are so many trails out here, and our map doesn't have them all listed as to what they are, so we're just kind of picking and choosing. Let's go.
Was that as cool as what you did?
I think so. Not. After looking at the map, there's about 1 million different ways to get to the coastline and hike it. So we've selected this road. This is so nice. There is a trail and it kind of like meanders all over the place. This is more of like a direct shot. I need to say this. If you don't like the sound of fighter jets, if you have young kids that get scared easy, this may be a terrible place to come. On this hike alone, what do you think? 8, 9 fighter jets? They're close, treetop level. It's loud.
It is loud.
I love it. It gives me chills, but it makes my ears ring at the same time.
Even though there's a break in between them, we haven't been hiking that long and we've already seen that many. So it is something to keep in mind. There will be a break, but I'm sure throughout this day we're gonna see dozens more.
I'm sure you all could see all of that pollen in the water. That stuff has been driving me nuts. Last night, my eyes were burning, they were puffy. It's kind of funny with my allergies. It makes one eye puffy, but not the other. So weird. Okay, well, our gigantic, beautiful trail has turned into this.
While we are out hiking, we are looking for campsites, and we haven't seen any so far. Maybe one was a possibility, but you would not really want to camp there. So we will carry on and keep exploring.
I am so glad that we decided to come out here and basically explore this trail before dedicating hours for backpacking. Because so far, this is a hiking trail only. As Susan said, there may be some campsites further along. We shall see, but as of right now, there's nothing, absolute nothing. Check this out. Look at all this bamboo. This is cool. We just climbed up this hill here, and we are now at 26 feet above sea level.
It is update time. We are still on the trail, but we are less than 2 miles away from the coast. So far, the trail has been really well maintained. We have been super impressed with that. And a lot of it looks recent, so that's nice because there's definitely going to be a good time of the year to do this and a very bad time where you probably wouldn't be able to. With that being said, I have read that not all of the trails here are maintained.
Wow, that's cool. Shields up, everyone, shields up. Even though we're in this pine forest, it's still very, very sunny. We're very exposed. As we're hiking along here, especially this time of year, we are being especially careful. And that's because of snakes. Right now it is 63 degrees, but just like that turtle, reptiles, they want to warm up. So where to do that at? Right here on the trail. This is the sunniest spot because there's no foliage here. So turtles, snakes, and whatnot, they're coming out to get those sun rays. Wow, we've made it. Susie,
Wow.
there you go.
Yes, we made it.
Yeah, this is cool, everyone. We've made it out to the beach. We've read online that you can camp on this beach anywhere you want to. Now, so far, everything that we've read online about this area has been false, so I'm not sure. As I was saying before, we've read online that you can camp anywhere you want to along the TOGR Trail, but the thing is, we've yet to see a single place where that would even be possible. On the beach here, I mean, we can make do, but there's not really a real campsite, and that's what concerns me. Nonetheless, folks, this is beautiful. What dog? It's amazing to me that no one's out here. In fact, the only thing that I'm seeing is a bicycle track. Wow, this is neat. We just had a National Geographic moment. There was some sort of hawk or eagle. I don't know exactly what it was. It was huge though. But it came flying over and it had a fish in its talons. How cool is that?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Wow. So far on this trip, we've seen 2 turtles, a hawkbird. I think that's it so far.
That's it.
We're now going through the area where there's quite a bit of storm damage. You can see all of these downed trees All of this was done by the Hurricane Florence, is that right?
Yes.
And that came through roughly 4 years ago. What's so cool about this trail is that it's used so little that you can actually get lost. That's incredible.
We are finishing up this portion of the Nusiak Trail. And for those of you that don't know, it's 20.4 miles. Luckily, most of it's open. There is a small part that they will not let you on, and they have made a detour. So that is nice that we were able to still get out here to the beach.
Honey, that was amazing.
That was so cool.
Woo! I love it. My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. Today, I am down at the coast. I am right next to Cherry Point, United States Marine Corps Air Station. This is a massive military base. It's one of the most important in the U.S. You might be able to hear it. There's a firing range over here. But all morning long, fighter jets, cargo planes, all sorts of cool military aircraft has been taking off and landing. It's been super, super awesome. All of this here is part of the Croatan National Forest. 160,000 acres to explore. For this episode, Susie and I are doing a backpacking trip. Here in a few minutes, we will leave our campsite and go to the trailhead. From there, we will hike to the beach. That's right, folks, we are camping on the beach. This area, this trail that we're going to do, is a secret gem, and you will see why in this episode. As far as our campsite goes, we are basically at the end of a forest road. You can see there's a turnaround here. Pretty nice spot, all in all. Well, I should say this, it was decent. It's a free spot out in the middle of nowhere. No one bothered us last night. But when you have a national forest, oftentimes there's forest roads that go out in the middle of nowhere. These areas are not patrolled, just like this area. So this is obviously a very popular spot. Everything out here has been shot up. There was a sign at one point in time, it's gone. There's trees over here shot down. There's shells all over the ground, garbage everywhere. I love national forests, but I hate that aspect. I hate those rednecks who come out and trash everything. We have individuals with the same mentality up where I live, with all of the national forests up there. Outside of all that, this place is beautiful. It really is. With the Croatan National Forest, supposedly it's super safe, and so far, Susie and I, we've been out here for 3 days, and we've had no issues. We haven't seen anything suspect or anything like that. As you all can see, we have Packy. Inside of Packy is Susie. Susie is getting dressed for the day. I'm pretty much ready, and here in a few minutes, we'll be hitting the road. Let's check on Susie here. Hey, Susie.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think about this place?
I thought it was really nice. We've got the jets and all of the cool stuff constantly flying over. It was a little noisy, but it does end, I would say, around 10 p.m. It didn't seem like I heard anything else. I slept great, and there is less trash at this campsite, so that's a win.
And that says something, don't it?
Don't get too excited. There's still trash here, but there's less. As we were driving different roads yesterday, we actually saw a few community signs talking about how Like, it's pretty sad that the people here trash their own community. That's basically what the signs were saying. And it is the people that live around here. It's not like people are coming from out of town and dumping these, you know, massive piles of garbage. It's the locals, unfortunately.
If I remember correctly, the sign said, it takes a lowlife to litter, and it takes a scumbag to trash your own community. And you're right, it is. It's the locals here who are doing this. Like, a lot of this garbage is like from their yard. They scrape it up, put it in a truck, and then dump it, like sometimes in the middle of the road. Anyways, this trip is going to be awesome.
Ultimately, the trash and all that does not matter. Luke and I are here to show you the good, the bad. That's what the real world is like. You know, we go visit these beautiful places, and that's the reality of it. So ultimately, we're still going to have a great trip. You can still go out and enjoy places as well. It's just something that you have to kind of look past, and eventually maybe the message will get across to people and they will stop trashing these places. But ultimately, we're still going to have a great time, and it is a beautiful place.
All right, folks, we're now on trail. For this adventure, we have a ton of miles to cover. I'm thinking maybe, what, 2 or 3? It's a lot. We came out yesterday to explore this area. We took a number of different trails, ended up doing almost 10 miles, but we discovered one route that basically goes right to the beach. Very easy.
Like Luke mentioned yesterday, we did a ton of exploring. We ended up putting on our day packs, which were so much lighter, and we just ran these trails. We explored, and we got a good idea of where we can camp at and do a backpacking trip. If you did see part 1 of our road trip and you saw us doing a lot of hiking, this trip is on a completely different trail.
The one thing that you have to keep in mind about this trail is that there's no water out here, so you have to haul it all in yourself. There are swamps here, but you do not want to filter that. Bring your own water, don't fool with it. My advice, stay out of the swamps. There are a ton of venomous snakes here, there's alligators. Here come the fighter jets. If you decide to come out here, be prepared to hear that all day long. I personally like it, but young kids may not. We are filming this at the end of March. Basically right before it gets hot, like real hot. The temperature right now is about 64 degrees. The high is around 70 today. This trail, this area would be a nightmare when it was really hot. Not just because of the heat, the humidity, but because of the bugs and snakes. This place has a reputation for lots of mosquitoes and lots of snakes. Copperheads, cottonmouths, rattlesnakes. Oh boy. Just non-stop fighter jets.
Yeah, and lots of jets.
Lots of jets. You may not like that. I don't know. I do. We haven't been out here long enough to figure out the patterns yet as far as the air station goes. They do some sort of like ordnance training in the morning, there's some shooting, the jets fly, then there's a break, and then it kind of picks up again later in the afternoon. As you all can see, we're now on a road. We're using this as a connector. This is called Hope Road, and that's actually what we camped on last night. It was decent, But the thing is, we stayed for free, and we were not bothered last night, so I really can't complain. Many of the trails, at least in this area, are just like this. They're like closed forest roads. Personally, I love it. I love hiking trails like this. It's nice, open, flat, kind of grassy. Obviously, they take care of this. They maintain it and mow it. As we're hiking along, there's all sorts of swamps on both sides. So far with this trip, all that we've seen are turtles. Turtles are good.
Turtles are great.
I don't know if you all could see how yellow and green that water is. That's because of pollen. The pollen in this area this time of year, oh my gosh, it is insane. Everything is yellow. Susie's black pants are turning yellow right now.
It's ridiculous. Good thing I don't have allergies. It does not bother me at all. But yesterday I had to basically take a wipe and clean my clothes the best I could because I was covered in it.
Unfortunately, it does bother me. I've always had issues when it comes to my allergies. So it's like my eyes have been itchy, they've been watery. For some reason, one eye swells when I'm having a reaction. So on this trip, I've been popping like Benadryl here and there. So if you ever see me like, he seems tired, well, that's because I am. There's nothing like waking up in the morning and popping a Benadryl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny, like inside of the van, everything is yellow. Everything.
True. We were talking about how it will have to be cleaned, like wiped down.
Yeah.
Not just vacuumed, but everything will have to be wiped down. All that good stuff when we get back home.
We're now on a trail, an actual trail that goes through the forest here. We've read online that many of these trails will become overgrown in the summer months, and I can see that. We're only a few days after spring, and it's starting to get grown up, that's for sure. I would highly recommend a lot of tick spray for this trip if you decide to come out here, no matter what time of year it is.
We have done about 2 miles of hiking so far, and we are very close to the beach. I'm so excited to get down there. I hope there's a nice breeze. Luke and I have done other beach camping trips in the past, and this one feels different. There's really no one out here where the other ones have always been busy.
Susie's right, this does feel different. Over the last couple of days, we've seen no one. Well, with the exception of one ranger who kicked us out twice. Twice, Susie.
Twice.
He was doing his job, it's all good. Yeah, we've spent numerous days out here, and we've seen no one. Here we go, everyone. Here's the beach. Wow. Look how calm the water is, Susie.
Oh, we made it.
We are very, very lucky. It's overcast today. It's warmer today than it was yesterday, but because the sun is kind of dimmed a little bit, this is much more comfortable. We didn't go this way yesterday, but we figured, hey, let's hike it a little bit. Let's go check it out. You never know, we might find a sweet campsite. I can tell you all, 100% honest, that never gets old. Susie and I see something over here. This may be a good campsite. Right over here, my friends. This is perfect, Susie.
Yeah, so we have some shade.
Yes, we do.
Nice.
I don't think it's going to get any better than this.
This is the perfect spot because look at our view.
It's amazing.
That is so great. Depending on how we set up our tent, we can literally look at this out the door. So, wow.
Susie, what do you think about right here?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we should have like full-time shade for the rest of the day if we do it right here.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and clean up real quick. Wow.
Here's an update for everyone. We just got a visit from Marine Patrol. And of course, when I see the boat pull up, I'm thinking, oh no, are we getting kicked out again? He was only seeing what we were doing and if we needed anything. Turns out he recognized us and he was a fan. So it was nice to chat with him, get to know him a little bit better. But yeah, he said absolutely we were fine to stay here. He told us more about the Nusiak Trail and he's hiked all of it. And so he had some good tips and pointers for us. So it was really great meeting you. And thank you so much for checking in on us. And yeah, this trip is going to be awesome. I just feel so relieved that we're not getting kicked out and we have such a sweet spot.
Brother, it was nice to meet you. Take care. Talk to you soon. You all have seen this before. This is my Sea to Summit pillow. I have gotten into the habit of using this, and now that I have, I love it. This thing is super lightweight, and at the same time, super comfortable. And it smells like a campfire. Smell, Susie.
Ooh.
Susie, let's eat.
Starving.
Starving.
Starving. All that hiking, all those miles.
You're right, Susie. That was too hard, folks. What was it? 2 miles?
This is hard.
We mentioned before that this is a secret gem, and it really is. It is time for lunch, folks. I'm starving. What about you?
Starving.
Yeah. So this is a real Termat meal. We have beef and potato. And it is freaking awesome.
If you hold that, there's no bite on it.
What gives? What's going on here? I don't think she loves me anymore.
Make it easier to eat. Look, that's how much I love you. Made it easier for
Wow, you really jacked this up. Oh my goodness.
you. Made it better? Is that what that means?
So much easier.
You'd be so bored without me.
Oh my gosh, that's good. With these real Termat meals, they're from either Norway or Finland or something like that, but they're hard to get in the United States, but you can get them. We've had a number of viewers who have successfully purchased these from basecampfoods.com. We're not associated, we get no money, we don't care. But if you want one of these, like the reindeer stew is awesome. There's, what is it, sweet pork or something or other?
There's a pork one that's really good.
Yeah.
They all are really good, and we have heard from viewers and have seen pictures that they actually were able to get the reindeer stew, the ones with meat in them. Even the oatmeal's good. But apparently they had no issues getting it.
This campsite is also good. It is amazing. It is so beautiful here. It's peaceful, it's quiet. Yes, there's some fighter jets and cargo planes and stuff, but that's okay. It seems like after 2 o'clock, it's been rather silent, so I don't know, maybe it's break time or something, who knows. But we have this entire beach to ourselves. The entire thing. No one is out here. It's incredible.
It's crazy. It really blows my mind.
When was the last time that you can look out on a beach and not see anybody?
I don't know.
It's incredible. Just in case you didn't see part 1, with this entire trip, we just played this like off the cuff, by ear. We didn't plan anything. We actually picked the Croatan National Forest to go to when we were about like 100 miles away from home. Sometimes it's fun just to go out to explore the territories, as the saying goes. Oh man, we've had a great time.
We were ready to get away from the house for a few days, and I really wanted to focus on like, let's explore our home state more. We are from North Carolina, and there's so many places that we haven't seen, and I wanted to explore it more, so this has turned out great. Oh, it feels good, but it's cold. Oh, it feels good.
I have 2 special thank yous to give. First, Michael, thank you very much for the stove, and Henning, thank you very much for the real Termat meal. You both are appreciated, big time. Whoa. This is the perfect day. Perfect.
Perfect.
I will say this. In the shade, it's amazing. In the sun, raging hot.
Oh.
As a man, I provide coffee.
Cheers.
Susie actually made this. This is her concoction here. So if it's awful, well, we know who to blame.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, you're gonna like it.
All right.
Here, I'll let you have the next sip.
Cheers, my friends. Cheers. That is good.
It's like vanilla.
Yeah. There's almost like a hint of alcohol or something to it. It's a special coffee, I guess. Here's to feeling good all the time.
All the time.
All the time. As I'm looking around here, I noticed that there's this sort of like, I don't know what you call it. It's like a grassy moss sort of thing hanging from the trees. That stuff was originally used in Ford vehicles. Ford would take that stuff and put it in the cushions. That was basically the cushion of the seat. That's where the saying, there's a bug in every Ford, came from. Because like that stuff was full of bugs. And so you would buy this brand new truck and all of a sudden there's bugs.
Ew.
It's pretty funny.
That is funny.
What do you think about the one Tigress Skyena tent?
Yeah, I totally do not understand it at all.
It's very interesting. With this tent, there's a fly on one side. The other side of the tent doesn't have one. The company claims it's waterproof. We will see soon enough. Let's go explore, everyone. Susie and I, we will show you the beach here, at least a good section of it. How incredible is it that all that we've seen today is one person?
I know, and he came by boat. So.
This really is a very cool place. It is like a secret gem.
It's really a good vibe here. So even though we talked about the trash and all that, it still feels like a very safe place, and we've had no issues.
Talking about our plans for tomorrow, basically in the morning we'll get up with the sunrise and then get out of here. According to the weather, there's a cold front coming through. Strong storms, possibly tornadoes. We plan to basically get out of this forest first thing before those get here. I'm not sure if you all could see it, but right over there, there's some smoke. This entire area super dry right now. Also, the humidity is fairly low as well. Factor in the windy conditions, it's the perfect set for a forest fire. Before we got here, there was a forest fire, and I believe, I don't know, 1,000 acres burned, something like that. It was quite a bit. Because it's so dry and breezy, we're not going to have a fire tonight. This part of the beach is so cool, folks.
As we are hiking along, you can tell that this part of the beach is really different, and there is much more storm damage here. Even though that was 4 years ago, there's still a lot of debris and downed trees, and there's been no cleanup done. It's still really cool hiking through all of these trees and things, but it's just a totally different feeling on this end of the beach. We are probably about a mile or so away from our camp, and we're going to turn back, but we just wanted to show off this portion of the beach and how different it is. We did explore more of this yesterday. We went pretty far down and we did film some of that, so you can catch that in the first part. But I think for now we're gonna turn back and head back to our campsite. You always feel a little uncomfortable about leaving your gear, and if it's really valuable, you take it with you. So that's why I have my pack on with some stuff in it. But again, we have the whole beach to ourselves, and we have not seen a single person on this beach today except for Marine Patrol. But for now, we're gonna head back to camp. There is one more thing. We walked down to where the osprey have nest, and we have spotted 2 this time. So check these out.
My friends, it is time for dinner. We have a South Korean meal. A viewer sent this to us. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Susie, after you.
I'll try it. It smells really good. You smell?
Looks good.
A little heat to that sauce, I think.
Wow, it is hot.
Yeah.
Is my head bright red?
There's definitely some heat to it.
Woo. It's not hot. It's spicy.
Yeah, spicy, not hot.
That's not what I expected. Well, I made you dinner, kitty. Here you go.
Did you bring extra water?
No. This stuff is no joke.
It's spicy.
It is spicy. We've considered just like putting this to the side and eating like every snack that we have in this bag. Snack dinner.
Snack dinner.
It's good, but
It's good. It doesn't seem to linger like too bad, so I think we can eat it and be okay.
whew. Oh man. I don't want to act like a weenie, but oh man.
Hey, that will open up your sinuses.
I can breathe. It is good though.
It is good. Oh, look, fish. The view here is fantastic. I mean, what a great dinner spot.
I packed all the food for this trip, so. Oops, I messed up. Anyways, as it stands, It's 7 o'clock in the afternoon. There's 2 fires surrounding us. There's one down here that's putting quite a bit of black smoke up into the air, and there's another one over here burning away. I don't know if those are controlled burns or what. I have no idea. What I do know is that we're not going to take a chance and have a fire tonight.
No, way too dry. Way too dry.
It is so quiet, so peaceful.
For myself, I love the mountains. I'm definitely a mountain girl, but it's always nice to see the water. There's something really peaceful about this setting too.
Champagne, shoot across the sky. Nothing but good times. The world starts tonight. Reminiscence, memories might show what's to come. Better learn from it fast. Go ahead and call me a cynic, but some things just won't last. The hours turns into minutes. The worst is yet to come. Summer days slowly turn into darkness. I notice plastic goals are reaching out through.
Good night, Susie.
Good night, babe.
Good night, viewers.
Good night.
Good night, Susie.
Good night, babe. Wow, what a great day.
Wow, yeah. I did not expect this when we left the house. I had no idea where we would end up or what we would do, but this is, in a way, this is like epic because, I mean, when do you have a beach like entirely to yourself?
It is epic. It's totally different, and in a way, it's such a simple trip. It's not that far from where we live. You know, we're still in North Carolina, and it's so simple, but yet epic.
It's true. I mean, this place is really nice. Like, really, really nice.
It is.
All right. Well, folks, it's about bedtime for us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
It's about 15 to 7. The sun's coming up and it is beautiful. There's some clouds out there. It's broken up. Already it's yellow and orange. Let's play the question and answer game. Is it windy? No. Is it comfortable outside? Yes. Did I sleep good? No. Why is that? The sleeping pad that I have, the Nemo Tensor, it has a problem. That is an ultralight pad. I've always been super careful with it, and last night it decided to start leaking. So all night long, straight to the ground. I would wake up, and I mean, it's like laying on concrete. Sand is not comfortable. Yeah, I didn't sleep very good. And I guess the bright side of this is that I will be able to do like a repair or a return with Nemo. And I'll make a video out of that. Let's see how the process goes. It should be nice and smooth, but if they give me any sort of problems, well, I will tell you about it.
It's the coldest hand that run down this land where the ocean ends. It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd, but their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee you're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me. Everywhere you go, I'll be.
My God, Susie, That is going to be so nasty.
This is an old trick I learned from someone I know. The more you add, the better it is.
I cannot wait to try this. 4 packs of coffee, I don't think I've ever done that.
We need a boost this morning.
Yes, I need one. I'm tired. I didn't sleep really at all last night. That's okay. Did you sleep good?
I did sleep good. I'm blown away by the calmness of the day and of the night, because the day we arrived, we came down to the coast, windy. We explored and hiked, and when we got to the beach, it was windy. Mm-hmm. Then when we decided to do our backpacking trip, it's been very calm and peaceful. It has to be the calm before the storm, because the storms are rolling in later today. But I'm just shocked. I thought for sure it would be windy conditions, we would be cold.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah, the sun's up. It's hiding behind some clouds, but it was a beautiful sunrise. Now it's coffee time. Let's try this. This is the Susie special here.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's good. Dang, I know how to make a good cup of coffee.
I thought for certain you would say, that's awful.
Just wait till you try it. It's so smooth. It's
like
good.
Gasoline, like the last cup.
You make them and ruin them. I make them and they're perfect.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Top of the morning. That is good.
Told you.
That's good. As you all can see, we have the tent broken down. Everything's packed up. We're ready to have breakfast and start hiking. We have some exploring to do this morning.
Yes, we do. We still have some beach to cover, and we can also hop back on the trail, which I think is just right behind us, and we can go that way. There is more storm damage this direction, so that possibly could mean hopping over trees, more debris.
I tell you, all in all, I've been very impressed with this national forest. Like it's beautiful and it's quiet. It's a secret gem. It is a shame that the locals trash it so bad. These people are putting up signs in their own community saying, hey, you're a scumbag when you trash your own community. And they're right. It's kind of like the curse of the national forest.
True, true. Because it's common where we live.
Yeah.
It's common in every national forest, I think, that we've ever been in to find lots of garbage.
And folks, we're off. Let's begin the day. I've been looking forward to this since I got up. This beach is really, really cool. The trees, the roots, it's all pretty neat. At the Marine base, they started shooting at 7 o'clock in the morning. Susie and I are trying to figure out how to complete this loop. So far, it's not going very good. The trail that we were on ended, so we've come back. We're on a beach right now. We're making progress, but I don't know if it's good progress or not. Oh, this is interesting. This used to be like a camp spot. Here's an old fire pit. You can see here how the hurricane altered the coastline. Without a doubt, it's different than it used to be, but they could still use this. They can open this up. So this used to be like a picnic area. People would come over here, park, and start the Nusiak Trail. Susie, that is the first trail sign that I've seen the entire time we've been here.
Yes.
The first one.
The first one. Finally.
My friends, that pretty much wraps it up for this adventure. We are about to hit a road. We'll wrap up this loop. This has been so much fun. It really has. Before we wrap it up though, I want to show you all something. So across this chasm here is a awesome campsite. Originally, we pulled the van in here. We were going to stay, but the forest ranger said, no, you cannot. We had to go. As we wrap this up, I have a few shout outs to give. First, Jason, you're awesome, man. Take care, buddy. Next, my friend Casey, I'm sorry that your father passed away. His father's name was Bobby, and supposedly he was a big fan of the channel. I'm sure he will be missed. Strength and honor to your family.
It's gonna get loud again.
It's like rush hour with the fighter jets right now.
I know. We just finished our backpacking trip up probably about an hour ago. So we're back in the van and I've been doing some research and I think I have a place for us to go. We are going to head to Hatteras Island, which is part of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and we're gonna see what's out there.
While Susie was doing research, I was making a huge mess. I got the stove out, I got the water ready for coffee, 700 milliliters, and of course, as soon as I fire on the stove, I turn, bump the stove, knock all of the water onto the floor, so I'm a champion. Are you impressed?
Keeping it real here. We ran out of power. We just threw away a ton of stuff from our refrigerator. We spilled water. We made a huge mess. Everything's cleaned up now and we're ready to hit the road. We will have to stop and get food at some point though.
Today marks our 4th day in the Croatan National Forest. So 4 days off grid. It's not bad. We did run out of juice. That's how it goes. So, Susie, let's hit the road.
Let's go.
So hold me close, now baby. I do what I'm told, still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line, yeah. You got me shifting the paradigm, no longer wishing, wishing. You're my lucky strike, love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice. Act like you're surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, cause I can't go home without you.
It is time for an update. We have been on the road for a little while and we got hungry. So we started looking for lunch and we've decided to try Red Robin today. We were craving a burger and a friend of mine said, hey, you have to try their burgers. So we found one and we pulled off, got 2 burgers and we're about to eat. It smells so good and I'm starving right now.
Susie and I got the black and blue burger and boy does that smell good. Red Robin, I have no idea. I'm not even sure if I've heard of it before, so I don't know. All right, let's give it a shot. I don't know what that is, but it is awesome.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Red Robin is awesome. Look how messy that is.
So messy. Look at all that.
I would show you guys, but better not. Red Robin. Good idea, Susie.
Perfectly okay. We lost our food in the fridge. Oh, darn.
That's funny.
As we have traveled today, we have seen the conditions deteriorate. It's really cloudy, the winds are picking up. There is definitely a risk of severe weather for the next 24 hours. And even if it's a slight risk, it's something we have to be aware of. It always sounds fun to say, like, you know, thunder and lightning and oh, that's going to be so great to be at the beach and see that, but it can turn scary pretty quickly. So
one of my favorite memories as a kid, my dad took my brother and I to the beach, and we woke up one morning, we walked out onto the balcony, and there's this thunderstorm that's like off of the coast, so you could see like lightning strike the water. It was so cool. So cool. I'd love to see that again.
for our campsite tonight, I found us a spot through Hip Camp, and it's basically a lot on the sound part of the North Carolina coast, and it's just a camping spot. We will be able to pull the van in. There's a picnic table for us, and we can walk down to the water. As for the drive over there, I'm anticipating it to be very beautiful. Hopefully the weather holds off until we get there, so we have those views driving over the bridges and all of that, getting over to the island.
Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up where I'm going. Stay on the fly just in time, know the right way to go. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. I love the way we vibe out, you're like a centerfold. Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, destined by the motion. Loving is devotion. Ooh, that
Champagne, shoot across the sky. Nothing but good times. The world starts tonight. Reminiscence, memories might show what's to come. Better learn from it fast. Go ahead and call me a cynic, but some things just won't last. The hours turns into minutes. The worst is yet to come. Summer days slowly turn into darkness. I notice
All right, everyone, we've made it to our campsite for the night. This is pretty cool. I can't believe you found this, Susie.
I know, it's very private, even though we are right off of like the scenic byway in the Outer Banks, so there is a lot of traffic, but you do feel very private with all the trees around us, and you don't really see any other houses.
So on this side, we have the sound. On this side, we have the ocean. And it is roaring on that side. But since we're here, we have access to a secret path that takes us down to the beach. Whoa. Very cool, very, very cool. So we have our very own private little beach right here. Susie and I are both tired after all of that driving. I'm tired from basically not sleeping at all last night. If you didn't watch part 2 of this adventure, make sure to check that out. That was the backpacking trip. I did not sleep at all. My sleeping pad basically just went flat all night long. So like I would inflate it, it'd go down, I'd wake up just cold and uncomfortable. That's how it goes sometimes. All in all, it was amazing. The location that we were at, we were on this beach, folks. No one was around. It was amazing. It really was. So it is, without a doubt, coffee time for us. As far as the time goes, it is 6 o'clock and it is 68 degrees. I just checked the radar on my phone here. I use an app called My Radar. Excellent app. There's a free version and a paid version. And it shows rain is on the way. And in fact, my watch is saying the same thing. Rain in 10 minutes. We have rain in about 10 minutes, babe.
Oh no, 10 minutes.
I was hoping to get this done in time. We might. My friends, cheers. Susie, cheers.
Cheers.
We got that done in the nick of time. Like we just shut the door, it's raining outside. Yes. We have the vents in the windows. I have a fan going here. Life is good. The temperature inside of the van is 72.5 degrees. So you're comfortable, right?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, I'm hot. So that's how that goes. Our plan is just to chill for a little bit, fuel up, and then dinner time.
I can't wait for dinner.
I can't either.
With the storms moving in, we can't really get out and hike and walk. Not right now anyway. So we will see what happens with these storms. We have some time tomorrow to explore before we head back. But, you know, regardless of what happens, the drive here was beautiful.
It really was.
It really is a neat place. When it comes to the Outer Banks, it's not very boondock friendly, meaning there are not free places to camp. So your choices are campgrounds where you pay, or you can find someone that's renting out a private spot, which is what we did. I've been to the Outer Banks before, but Luke hasn't. So this was the perfect day trip for us, and I wanted to show him a few things. And luckily we found this great spot, so we can stay here. But depending on the weather, I'm not sure how much we will get to do.
As the saying goes, half the fun is just getting here. I've had a great time. Today has been a riot. I mean, this morning we woke up on a beautiful beach, and today we're at the coast. The rain only lasted a few minutes, everyone. But while we were inside of the van, just watching it come down, we noticed 2 tombstones over here. In my father's house are many mansions. So it looks like it was a husband and wife. How bizarre is that? Cheers, my friends. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Susie.
Cheers.
Good morning. It's funny, everyone. Last night, it started raining. We made coffee, got inside of the van, and went to sleep. Hello, good morning. It basically rained all night long, and I slept great. I was so tired, I was out.
I was very tired too, so I slept great. Last night was the hottest night that we had. We actually had to get the fans out and cool the van down a little bit. But overall, I slept great. No complaints.
Yeah, it is 76 degrees right now. Super humid. It's raining. It's a little bit windy. But it's far warmer than what I expected. I thought it was going to be like 50s, 60s because it's storming today, but that's not the case.
It is muggy.
Yeah.
It's hot.
So we got the van going, the AC on, feels good. We just made breakfast. Oh yeah.
As for last night, we weren't able to get out and explore any because of the rain. Ultimately, it didn't matter because I just fell asleep. But right after breakfast, we're gonna head down and hit the beach and see what that is like. We're actually going on the ocean side, so I'm hoping to find some shells maybe. It's not heavy rain, so I think just a nice light drizzle, walk on the beach type morning. That sounds good to me. Oh yeah, just don't mention the wind. I'm sure it's gonna be super windy, but maybe not. I'm sure it's gonna be really pretty. So either way, that's the plan for today. Luke and I were talking earlier. This is day 5 of our road trip, and we are staying just in North Carolina, and we will be heading home later today. He likes his oatmeal runny. Well, he likes everything runny.
It's true.
I
Biscuits
like-
and gravy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't, right?
I like for mine to have like a little bit of consistency where you just want to drink everything.
Yeah. Mine's runny and hers is like mud. They use sod, Dad. Well, Audrey, when they ran out of sod, they used mud. What is that from? Do you know?
Well, you said Audrey, so it's...
You can't tell them. There's something kind of weird about eating breakfast next to a surfboard that's next to some tombstones. Kind of strange. That is a little bit weird.
It's like we camped at a graveyard.
It's so funny. We have winged this trip, every aspect of it, and that's where we...
And that's why we're camping at a graveyard, because we winged it.
Mm-hmm. I think that summarizes this trip perfectly.
Wow.
This is the best we could do. That is so funny.
Got a path to Nirvana. Tell me, do you wanna cross that bridge? Saying it's about time. All in love, lost in the summer. Jump right into the pool of your eyes. I don't wanna keep you waiting. No, I gotta make you mine. Got a path to Nirvana. Tell me, do you wanna jump right into the rest of my life? Well, I must have been blind till I saw your face, and my heart held the time till it stopped in place.
This gas station has 87 grade, and that's it. I've never seen that before. No choices, just one. $4.31. Everywhere that we've gone on this trip at the gas stations, like on the pumps, there's a sticker that says, you know, it has like Joe Biden on it. It says, I did that. It's really funny. Not on this one though. Maybe down here. Oh yeah, there is one.
Oh, you have to film it then.
Holy crap. Every gas station, folks. Every single one.
Got a path to Nirvana. Tell me, do you wanna cross that bridge? Saying it's about time. All in love, lost in the summer. Jump right into the pool of your eyes. I don't wanna keep you waiting. No, I gotta make you mine. Got a path to Nirvana. Tell me, do you wanna jump
Right.
right into the rest of my life?
Susie and I, we've made it out here to the beach. Woo! It is windy and it is roaring out here. This is the perfect day, everyone. It's cold, at least on this side thanks to the wind. It's raining. We woke up this morning to thunder. I didn't see any lightning flashes, but it was rocking. What do you think, Susie?
It's gorgeous.
Oh man, this is really cool, everyone. I wish Susie and I had more time to spend down here, but the forecast is for rain and storms for the next 3 days, so there's no point. We would just have to hide inside the van, and I don't want to do that.
The ocean is so angry. You can tell that it's going to be a stormy day.
For a few years when I was a kid, we lived down close to Miami, Florida. I remember this one time we were at the coast. My brother and I, we were playing in the ocean, horsing around, and he was on my back, and we were like swimming out into the water. and I must have got tired, something like that, and I almost drowned. Hey Susie, a very familiar feeling is coming over me. Check this out. We're on the beach. No one's out here, it's just you and I. Just like our backpacking trip.
I know, this always happens. One thing that has made this road trip so special is that we left the North Carolina mountains and we have come all the way to the coast, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, and you can't go any farther. We have come to the end of North Carolina and it's been really neat. It's almost getting hot, so I think we timed this trip perfectly. And what's better than walking on the beach on a rainy morning? That's a great way to wrap up this trip. Oh.
How brave can you be? Off the coast of North Carolina, this is known as the graveyard of the Atlantic. And that's because there are countless shipwrecks right out here.
One thing I've really enjoyed on this trip is getting to experience the sound side of the coast and now the ocean side. As you can see, they're very different, and where we were on the sound made for a perfect backpacking trip. And the beach was beautiful. The ocean is always so loud. It's beautiful as well, but there's really no places to camp, at least on the North Carolina coast directly on the beach. So I think it worked out, and it was really neat to see how the two sides are so different. Alright everyone, it is lunchtime for us. We are pretty much finishing up the food that we have, so I've made a salad. We have a leftover croissant, like a turkey croissant that we had gotten yesterday, and I also made a guacamole turkey wrap.
As we eat lunch, everyone, we are going to wrap up this adventure. And the best way to describe it is we planned not to have a plan. And it was a spontaneous trip. Everything about this has been so much fun because you never know like what's right around the corner, where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing. I've had a blast. It's very low stress when you have no plans because it doesn't matter what you're doing. There's no timetable. I mean, who would have thought we would have been in the Croatan National Forest right next to an air base? I saw so many fighter jets. I still get excited.
I know.
I was just thinking about it like, man, that's cool. I love that stuff. If you don't love it, it may not be that big of a deal, but for me, it was really, really cool.
It really is cool. I don't think it matters who you are. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Let's see. Okay, let's wrap this up the way that we always do. We will go over all of the stats at the very end of the episode, most common broken down vehicle, how much fuel we used, and so on. But Susie, what was the best part, real quick?
The best part was the backpacking. Absolutely, hands down, the best backpacking trip.
For myself, the best part was backpacking amazing. That was a secret gem, perfect time of year. The Croatan National Forest is beautiful. Definitely worth exploring.
There really wasn't a whole lot more to talk about because our trip was short in comparison to our other trips. I think one surprising thing that we realized is like when we wing it and we do a different type of trip, like we ran out of power.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, it helped us see like what we need to do because even if you wing it, you still have to plan like some stuff. So we can plan better to wing it in the future. You know, maybe we need like a bit more power, but...
Right. That is something that we need to consider. Especially in the East, you can't rely on solar because oftentimes you're under a canopy of trees. It just doesn't work that well here. So we definitely need to do something, and I have an idea.
Okay, good. Because, yeah, we totally ran out of power, so we lost our food in the refrigerator. We did run into one store and buy just a few things, but we didn't have like a big stock up like we normally would. We're still good on water. I mean, we've learned some things from this trip.
Yeah, and we always do.
Yeah, we always do. It helps us for the next trip.
So with the next trip that will be coming up in a few months, we are going to hit the road again, head out west somewhere. I don't know yet. Do you?
I don't know. We talked about maybe going back to Utah for more exploration. There's still places in Colorado, even though we're done. Turns out we're never done, I guess. But there's so many places that we could explore and go.
Everyone, that wraps it up. Thank you all so much. We are going to have lunch, and then we're going home. So if you have enjoyed this episode, enjoyed the series, hit the thumbs up. Make sure to check out the previous parts if you have not. There's the overland part, the backpacking part, and this one here. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Strength and honor. Bye for now.
Bye.
Let's eat, Susie.
I'm starving.
Yes. We did it.
We did it. All right, let's eat and then hit the road again.
Okay.
Head north on North Carolina 12 North toward ORV Ramp 23.
Won't wait for another sign, 'cause you've been here all along. Yeah, we're face to face and moving behind the time. As you whisper to me, I'm the one you'll be taking home.
And fast love, fix your makeup, no causing a scene tonight. It's your groove, got the night moves, this crush is for real. My best intentions, your bad reputation. Let's flip that off switch, we're making a getaway.
It's just for tonight, and I know it's a dangerous feeling. You get me so fucking high, and I know that we'll never come back down. So let's just leave all the others, leave everybody tonight. I wanna see you through the morning light. It's just for tonight, and I know it's a dangerous feeling. You get me so fucking high, and I know that we'll never come back down. So let's just leave all the others, leave everybody tonight. I wanna see you through the morning light.
I could probably use some heartbreak to get moving. All my time. Oh, don't try.
Get ready. Folks, it is flooding up here. There's actually a torrent of water coming down the mountain.